Good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming here to Beersheba today. It is a pleasure to open the workshop on eco-hydrology of semi-arid environments, a workshop that is aimed to confront mathematical models with ecosystem complexity. Thanks to good luck and other forces, we have here top scientists from different parts of the world to discuss mathematical models of water flow, vegetation patterns, evaporation, gas exchange, and other processes characterizing dry environments. Eco-hydrology of dry environments has pulled the attention of many scientists due to the dependency of large communities in deserts on water and biota, but also due to the complexity of desert ecosystems and the interesting mechanism of life forms in desert, as well as water vegetation feedbacks. Books were written, frameworks were set, and relationship and processes were formulated into mathematical equations. Although the way to realistic quantification of dryland eco-hydrology is still long, profound work was done, and the time is ripe to look at it critically now. In this workshop, we will see, I believe, cutting-edge research in mathematical modeling of dryland eco-hydrology, mainly around 5 themes: vegetation patterns today, water flow processes tomorrow, and mathematical modeling, carbon flux studies, and experimental methods on Wednesday. The authors, hydrologist, ecologist, physicist, earth scientist, and soil physicist, suggest here most relevant studies on mathematical modeling of eco-hydrology. When one looks at the abstracts of the oral presentations of this workshop, words such as vegetation, soil, water appear most frequently. But one may also see words such as spatial, dynamics, patterns, surface processes, and fluxes. If you look really closely, you may also see the word theory. These all sound like an interesting content. The mixture of authors from the different disciplines promises diversity in approaches and ideas, and an open mind might be helpful here to further improve the mathematical modeling of eco-hydrology. No serious meeting can be applied without the support of financing bodies. I wish to deeply thank the Israel Science Foundation, who is the prime contributor to this event. Ben-Gurion University, including the Office of the President, Professor Rivka Karmi, the Rector, Professor Hacohen, and the Dean, Professor David Newman, who provide also financial support and practically host the event. I wish also to thank the Minerva Center for Movement Ecology, directed by Ran Natan, for partial funding. Finally, I wish to thank the member of the scientific committee, Shmuel Asulin and Gabi Katul, who took part in many efforts that were made. The invited speakers who agreed to participate and share with us their most recent research. Last but not least, I wish to thank the organizing committee from the Department of Geography. Rachel Zimmerman, who directed the administrative effort, Ronnie Blufchen-Livlon, who helped with the graphics and shared with us her experience in organizing academic events. And my own lab students, you can see their names here, that I wish that one day will be able to participate in such a key workshop as speakers. Okay, I have several notes, but I think that I'll leave them to the end of this session. And with that, I would like to invite the Rector of the University, Professor Tzvi Hacohen, to address the audience.
Thank you and good morning. Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences and Humanities, Professor David Newman, Chair of the Department of Geography, Professor Pua Bar, the organizer, Taz Vorei, faculty, guests, visitors, and anybody else who is still in this hall. This workshop is taking place at the right place at the right time. why the right place? Ben-Gurion University, the full name of the university is Ben-Gurion University in the Negev. We have Tel Aviv University, we have Jerusalem, we have Haifa. Why did we pick such a long name? Gives us a lot of trouble when referring to us. The reason is that on top of being the best, most popular university in Israel, according to the students, in terms of teaching, and we strive to be one of the best research universities, we also have a third commitment, and this is a commitment to our environment. We are in the midst of the Israeli desert, the Negev, and we have a commitment to, on the one hand, preservation of this area, and on the other hand, development of the area, and also using this area as a laboratory, because it is located in the interim between the completely dry desert and the arid areas. And this is why you are in the right place. And you are also, and this workshop is also in the right time. Reports about global warming is reaching us all the time. Desertification due to the global warming is increasing. The desert is encroaching. Europe is threatened by increased desertification in the south, movement of refugees from the deserted area because of the desertification, and water, fresh water is lacking, less soils is useful for agriculture, and the situation is even worse, and history tells us that wars have erupted for much less than that. So the situation is very, very serious, and having such a workshop, developing all kinds of mathematical tools, modeling, that will enable us to forecast, and what is most important, to prepare, to know in which area, what can we do, maybe change agriculture, maybe change pattern, maybe desalinate water. I'm not even trying to come up with solutions. This is up to you. So I would like to welcome you all. And I see that this workshop is getting a very high profile. We have two scientific VIPs. One is Professor Ignacio Rodriguez Iturbe from Princeton, the winner of the Stockholm Prize for Water, and many other awards and prizes. Also member of the National Academy of Engineering in the United States, and Professor Jean-Yves Parlange from Cornell, also a member of the United States Academy of Engineering, and both of them are very prominent in their respective fields, and I'm sure that you will enjoy many interesting talks and discussions in between the talks, and the scientific world and the world in general will benefit from the solutions that will arouse from this workshop. So welcome again to BGU, and we would like to see you again. Goodbye.
I would like to invite Professor David Newman, Dean of the Faculty.
Okay, thanks, Tal. Rector, Professor Hacohen, and Pua, Professor Pua Bar, Head of the Department of Geography, and of course Professor Tal Svarai, and everybody who's here. First of all, good morning. To be at a conference at 9 o'clock in the morning in Beersheba is always much easier when we have a lot of foreign participants than when we have Israeli participants. Because our Israeli participants believe you just have to get on the train in Tel Aviv in the morning and get here, which means they never get here by 9. Oh, well, I'm sure that one or two is going to say they are, but on the whole, they don't get here by 9 o'clock in the morning. So when we have a captive audience who are staying with us here in the south, we know we can start a conference early in the morning and get a full day's work out of the session. I really would like to say how delighted I am to see such a large group of international scholars here in Israel at this time. I know you and us, it's right at the end of our academic years. It's a very busy time, and I'm sure you all have a lot of very important work, research, teaching, doctoral students, and it's really great to see so many people come at this time. And I think it's just another example of, as you know, this big wider debate going on in the world about politics and academy and Israel, and I think it's just a very good example, both the number of people who are here and the topic that we're looking at, to show that science and research, issues of water research and arid environments are way, way, way beyond any form of political discourse or difference of opinion, because these are things that benefit humanity as a whole. And I'm really delighted to see so many people come here when I know there is a big debate about some people who decide for all the wrong reasons they don't want to come here because of politics. But of course, what we do as scientists is way above the borders of politics and differences of opinion. I myself, although I'm now from the Department of Politics and Government, actually I am a geographer by training, origin, and my first 10 years at this university was in the Department of Geography at this university, and therefore I'm really delighted that this Department of Geography, who are the main hosts of this conference. Of course, I looked through the list, and although I'm the Dean of a Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, I think I'm in the minority in this audience. I see many hydrologists, even mathematicians, and of course this is a very good example of where we are today in the science world, and it's very typical, both our geography department and our faculty here, who believe very much that today's science has to cross the traditional disciplinary borders which tended to over-categorize and over-compartmentalize us into very distinct subsets. And of course, when we're looking at arid environments, when we're looking at hydrology, when we're looking at water, and we think both of the hard science implications, but also very much of the social science implications of who our research benefits and why we're doing this research, and I can't think of a better department and a better place and a better university and a better faculty, which has the humanities and the social sciences as part of a single faculty. And we also have the State Boker campus, of course, which focuses very much on the more physical elements of desertification and arid environments. I can't think of a better place than to hold this conference along the model of interdisciplinarity. And finally, I just want to say a word about all of the organisers, but particularly the main organiser, Professor Tal Sforai. I know what a headache it is to put together international conferences. I've done it myself a few times, and it takes a lot of work. First of all, we have to thank all of the backup staff, from the technical staff in geography, Rachel and Roni, and all the students who have been involved, and of course all the other members of the scientific committee who helped put together a very rich program. But I want to say something specific about Tal, because he deserves it. Not only did he put this conference together, but Tal has been one of those people who's an extremely good citizen in this university. I don't need to tell you how hard it is to get people to serve on committees and do administration work. For the past 2 years, Tal has been the chair of the Masters, the MA committee of this faculty, and also thanks to Tal, we have 4 times a year an award given to the best research students who published best papers in refereed journals and refereed books, twice in the humanities, twice in the social sciences. This was actually Tal's original idea, and he, together with myself and with the deputy dean, we 4 times a year serve on a committee to choose the best paper. It means to say that in addition to his own research and teaching, Tal gives a lot of his time to the university and to the faculty, and we need many more faculty and professors like Tal, and I want to really give him a major greeting on behalf of myself and the Rector in having taken time out to organise such an important conference. I hope you have a very pleasant time here. I hope you manage to get out of the lecture halls as well and see our beautiful campus, and I hope you have a very enjoyable time.
Professor Pua Bar, head of the department.
in semi-arid environments. Not everyone we have the occasion to bring together under one roof, 30 scientists, I would say even 30 brains, who are focusing on models that tend to describe and quantify complex plant formation and distribution and processes that are related to plant, soil, and water relationship. Everyone knows that water is a limiting factor in semi-arid regions, which are considered as a very heterogeneous one. Yet, there isn't one answer or no one answer to questions related either, for example, to a journey of a drop along the slope, or its experience to leave the atmosphere and infiltrate to the soil or make its way among the soil pores or aggregates, or how and from where roots draw the water during the long and the dry summer, and why certain plants are organized in circles or other shapes. Just as a scientist, by myself, I am an ecologist working on plant-water relationship. I just took a look, a very brief look, just for curiosity, in the Web of Knowledge site for looking for some keywords. And I think just this brief search by its own deserves a paper by itself. I looked for example, for the keywords water, soil, and it produced more than 500,000 of papers. I didn't look for all the papers, but just the numbers. And then water, vegetation, and soil, and water and vegetation, it gives about 6,000 different papers. A search for water, vegetation, and soil, half of this number, about 30,000 papers. A search for water, vegetation, and arid regions, only 1,600 papers. A search for water, vegetation, and semi-arid, only 1,000 papers. A search for model, hydrology, and semi-arid, only 216. And then just speaking the word eco-hydrology. I know that there will be some comments about it, but just I put the word eco-hydrology and semi-arid. I received only 2 books and 1 paper, a study that was conducted in Australia. And so you can see a decrease, the more we add names or keywords, the number of papers decreasing. Of course, we are privileged today to sit with the best researchers in the fields of issues mentioned above. These researchers came here from all around the world to be together with the purpose of exchanging ideas, debating, offering methodologies, to address the questions that I mentioned, and to challenge whether simple or complex mathematical models describe a reality that is not always clear to us, or vice versa. Time is short, so I wish you all an interesting and challenging workshop. Have a pleasant stay in the university and in Beersheba, the capital of the Negev, and which intend to be the biggest metropolis in Israel. Before I finish, I want to, as the head of the department, I want to thank to the organizers, of course, Professor Tal Svorai, Dr. Shmuel Asolin from Volcanic Center, and Professor Gabriel Katul from United States, from Duke University. I want to thank to the 3 wonderful women, Miss Rochel Zimmerman, the student Galia Barshed, and the department talent graphologist, Ronnie Livnon, who are sitting over there, who worked hard and tirelessly over the past 2 months. I didn't have even the choice to ask them something else. They worked only on this workshop, I can swear. And I thank you again for all people who worked for this workshop, and wish you all successful workshop beyond just science. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I have several notes, but I think that we can say now thank you and goodbye to our video official. Okay. Lunch will take place in the gallery just below, adjacent to the registration desk. Unfortunately, it's only for those who hold vouchers. Others can find other places in the university. It's very close, so it's for the next 3 days. We ordered some places in Casa do Brasil for tonight. People are in the list on the notice board, so if you don't intend to go there, please erase your name from the notice board.